The Justin Robert Young program is brought to you, as always, by patreon.com/JuRY. That is patreon.com/JuRY. You already know about this. Kick me a little scratch. Help support the show. It is always incredibly appreciated. But you want to know what? I want to give you guys another way that you can support the show, and this doesn't take any money out of your pocket. A lot of you guys who are listening to this already have Amazon Prime. All right? It's that nice little bundle of money you kick to old Jeff Bezos, and you get stuff cheaper, faster, that kind of malarkey, right? Well, guess what? Amazon bought Twitch. That's where we stream the show. So you can give me $5 for free. All right? Here's how you do it. Just go to twitch.tv. You're going to have to make an account. Literally, you have to do it once. It's pretty painless. You go to my Twitch page, twitch.tv/JustinRYoung. You hit subscribe. When you hit subscribe, you say, I want to subscribe with Prime. Boom. You're done. It's over. I get the money. You don't spend a dime, aside from what you already spent on Prime, and I get to take a little bit of cash out of Jeff Bezos' pocket. I don't know why I'm Irish now, but that's what I do. So go ahead and do that. You don't have to do it for anybody else. You have to remember to do it each month, but go ahead and try it. Twitch.tv/JustinRYoung. But enough of talking about how we support the show. What do you say we just do the damn thing?
Ugly ain't the half, look at you. Well, you got blue teeth and you only got 2 teeth, but I kinda like to see you smile. And it appears that over the years you've turned into a big old steaming pile. And she said, yeah, I know I ain't no supermodel. I said, you ain't a hand model, baby, but that's fine. By most people's standards, but you're all right by mine.
Ladies and gentlemen, can you guys tell? Can you tell that I'm sick? Man, I'm sick. Man, I'm a real sick guy. Oh, sick moves, dog. I'm making sick moves. That's what I'm doing. Jeez. Welcome, everybody, to the... Is it going to be all show? It's going to be all show. I'm just going to stumble all over my words. Welcome, everybody, to the Justin Robert Young program. My name is Justin Robert Young, but hell, friends, you can go ahead and call me JuRY. We got a lot to talk to you about. I'm sick. I'm goddamn sick, man. I want to be sick. I don't want to be sick this year. Everybody was getting sick. I was going to be like Evel Knievel. I was going to make my way through all the wreckage while everybody else was snotting and peeing out of their butt. Not me, friends, no. I was hoisted on my own petard and then landed here in this graveyard of gravelly snorting and coughing and headaches and fevers. I had a couple friends, Scott Johnson from the morning stream and my co-host on Unfriend Me show. It's like, oh, are you going to be able to do the show? And I'm like, well, I mean, like, what else am I going to do? I mean, like, literally, I all I have to do is make my way from my bed 10 feet to my in-home studio talking to a can. Like, if I couldn't podcast while sick, then literally everybody who works construction should have the right the political and moral right to punch me in the stomach whenever they saw me. Now, I'd probably require some form of identification. Like, I would need to see a pay stub with a construction company's name on it, where, I was like, oh, well, this is from a year ago. I'm going to need something from at least the last 2 months. But if you were able to show me a construction pay stub, I would allow you to punch me in the stomach. In fact, you want to know what? I'm going to go ahead and say that that's fine. If you can show me that you work at a construction site, you're allowed to punch me in the stomach. Because I'm bitching about being sick, when all I literally have to do is talk to all you jamokes through a microphone that's in my house. Just pow! Right in the breadbasket. Oh! Anyway, we got good stories for you. We got a crazy story from a blast from the past. We got another shitty dating trend story. And we got somebody really a man whose thirst, his thirst for companionship knows no bounds. So the point where he just really made a big fat ass of himself. And we're also going to talk about New California. So let's go ahead and start off with this one. No, you can't just wear a hard hat. People are now trying to figure out a way to get around this punch me in the stomach thing. You can't just wear a hard hat. Nor can you make yourself appear to be a construction worker if you start walking around with an Indian and a cop and a policeman. You're going to need to show me an actual construction pay stub or at least have a tool belt. I need like the hard hat and the tool belt. At the very least. I mean, jeans for sure. You're not going to be walking up to me in some nice slacks, maybe some never creased Dockers, and giving me an old sock in the breadbasket. No. Grayfire in the Twitch chat says, Justin, I do work for a construction company, and I'll take you up on the offer next time I see you if you're interested. I've never punched anybody before, so I hope I don't screw it up. Grayfire, let me let you know. I hope you're in the field, because if you're in the office, no, you're right out. Nobody who works in the office. Nobody who works in the office. Only people on the job site are allowed to punch me in the stomach. People who work in a construction office. Oh, my God. I mean, what if you're even just in the trailer right next to it? No. You work in a place that probably has air conditioning. You probably have one of those big old water coolers. Deer Park. That's good water. Yeah, you probably have pumping out in those little paper cone cups and you're drinking all the water you can during the day. Meanwhile, these poor jamokes are out here, probably got the flu, snotting their ass off, trying to make another building where a bunch of soft-ass motherfuckers like these office dwellers are going to sit eventually. Anyway, you're allowed to physically assault me. If you work in the job site of a construction area and you're not the foreman, you can't work in the office, you have to show me a pay stub as recent as at least 2 months or you can just wear a hard hat and a tool belt. But we need all the tools in the tool belt, okay? All the tools. Don't fuck off to me in a tool belt empty as a goddamn belfry with maybe some Fisher-Price hammer. A Fisher-Price hammer? All right, Crayfire says he's in the field every day. You have the ability to punch me in the stomach. No surprises, though, okay? Treat it like a construction site. You want to call it out to everybody else around just so they don't accidentally get punched. Yeah, I guess belfries typically have bells in them. But other than that, pretty empty. All right. I think that's it. That rounds out who's allowed to punch me in the stomach. The Buck, one of our friends in the Twitch chat, says, I'm a CNC machinist. How does that work? I mean, I don't know. Say hello to the rest of your friends at the music factory. Actors are not real people. Oscars got announced today. You know, everybody's all fired up about them. We're going to argue like, 3 billboards outside of Ebbings, Missouri. Get out. Call me by your name. That's what everybody's going to do. That's all you hear. Whinging. You know who doesn't care? The stars, the actors. You want to know why these people aren't real? They're not normal people like me and you. They're bizarre creatures made in a faraway land. You might as well have pulled them out of a goddamn portal. Like some wayward teenager called the corners errantly, and all of a sudden, all these miscreants and misfits start pouring out. And they just start making our movies and our TV shows. And we're delighted by their antics, but we can't believe that they're actually real people. You want to know why? Look at this. I'm going to show you guys conclusive proof that people in Hollywood aren't normal. I'm not talking any of this fucking Me Too stuff, right? I mean, of course, that's important. But I mean the rest of these people. They're not normal. Look at this. I'm going to show you this. I'm just going to blow your goddamn mind, all right? I'm just going to show you this here story. Watch this. Watch this, all right? Here's a little headline for you. Okay? You ready for this headline? Because you're going to be fucking blown away. You're going to be blown a goddamn way. Look at this. Something wild. At home with Tippi Hedren, Melanie Griffith, and a 400-pound lion. All right. Dig this. Look at this picture. Tippi Hedren, the actress, in a swimming pool, spitting water in the mouth of her pet 400-pound lion. This is a story from 2014. Tippi Hedren, perhaps most famous for her role in Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds, is an actress of formidable gifts. Hitch himself said when directing her in that classic film that Hedren had a faster tempo, city glibness, more humor than Grace Kelly, and she displayed jaunty assuredness. She memorized and read lines extraordinarily well. But now 84, Hedren remains active in showbiz, for example, appearing as herself in Cougar Town as recently as 2013. But her role as an animal rights activist and conservationist might well be Hedren's most lasting legacy. For decades, her Roar Foundation and the animal sanctuary Shambhala Preserve in California have advocated for big and not so big cats, from lions and leopards to bobcats and servals. And she's been honored with the Host of Humanitarian and Conservation Award for decades. But dig this. In 1971, life photographer Michael Rogier spent time with Hedren, her teenage daughter, Melanie Griffith, and her then husband, the agent and movie producer Noel Marshall, at their home in California. Also in attendance was Neil, a 400-pound mature lion who occasionally slept in the same bed as Griffith and, as those pictures attest, had run of the house from the kitchen to the living room to the swimming pool. Hedren has since acknowledged that it was stupid beyond belief to put her family at risk, allowing an animal with no conscience or remorse genes to roam free. On that, at least we can all agree, even if the pictures make Neil look like the world's biggest pussycat. So look at this. Here are these pictures. This is Melanie Griffith, star of stage and screen. Melanie fucking Griffith in the pool holding a lion's jaw while a lion's massive murder paws are on top of her head. I'm going to tweet this link out for everybody who's listening to this on audio, so you guys can see. So here's what I'm trying to say. Okay? Okay, just follow me. Follow me on this for 5 seconds. You're going to, oh my God. This is Melanie Griffith jumping into the pool while Neil the lion looks to bite her fucking leg off. Like he's reaching out like you would, like a cat would be like, yeah. Except for the fact that a cat would have maybe the closing power in their jaws of maybe a mousetrap at worst. This could crush your skull. It's a fucking 400-pound lion. I mean, literally, this entire episode is just going to be me. Oh, here's Neil the lion playing with a child by biting his torso. And there's Tibby Hedren just, hanging out. Just lying around, reading with the lion, playing on the, here's Noel Marshall in his caftan, just on his typewriter. It's 1971. He's bitching to his friend about Nixon on the phone. And there's the lion hanging out. Housekeeper stepping over the, all right. You're going to tell me that Melanie Griffith had any chance to grow up normal? I mean, honestly. And I don't mean normal as in like the way she grew up was bad, although she did have a murder machine wandering around. But normal as in any way relatable to anybody that she was ever going to meet? Like, don't you think that represents a fundamental change in the baseline of anybody's reality? Like, that does not seem like something that anyone she would ever meet for the rest of her life would be able to commiserate with her on. And imagine you're the maid. Imagine you're the maid. Oh, hi, Mrs. Griffith. Mrs. Griffith. Oh, this is fantastic. Oh, I loved you in The Birds. It's so great. Oh, that movie was great. You're so beautiful. Let me just go ahead and walk around the house so I can give you an estimate. My fucking God, is that a lion? At least they could probably immediately learn the phrase, holy shit, that's a fucking lion in Spanish really quick. Right? That family could all, maybe like they heard it so often they thought it was hello. Wait, what do you mean hola's hello? I thought it was something else. I think Shape of Water is going to win. And that concludes my Oscar preview. I need a musical stinger for dating trends. I need something. It's like, hey, now it's time for a stupid dating trend. I need something like that. Maybe I'll just sing it each time. Hey, everybody, it's time to do a stupid dating trend. It's like, if you like ghosting your ex now, or zombieing a friend, if you like microaggressions and your mom is a 10. I mean, that one came out of nowhere. All right. This is the newest one. It got sent our way. Let's go ahead and take a look, huh? Shall we? Somebody looked up the Spanish translation for lion. That's amazing. All right. Zombieing. It is not trying to date somebody with your guns and your bombs and your bombs and your guns. R.I.P. Dolores O'Riordan. It is something different. You can't make this stuff up, folks. Oh wait, you can. It's literally just people making up random shit and writing dating trend pieces about it. Here we go. Oh, this is old. Apparently this came back this week, but this is the initial article about it. This is 2017. Headline, what is zombieing? Here's how it's different from ghosting. Now, as we all remember, ghosting is when, and again, look, all these dating trends are fake. None of these dating trends are fucking real, okay? None of them are real. All of them are fake. They're not trends, okay? Like, people have been doing this shit forever. Forever. Nothing is new. We just have new ways to measure shitty behavior. But here's the insidious part about this one, friends. This is why you have to listen to this show, so you can understand the insidious creep that is happening in these stories, because it began with just sociopathic behavior. Ghosting. Love bombing. Ghosting is when someone just never talks to you again. Okay? Little harsh. Maybe not sociopathic. Love bombing is when somebody is very into you and then immediately cuts off. That's like awful behavior. That's just really, really, really bad behavior. But here's the insidious creep. The insidious creep is that now, as soon as everybody likes, we're tantalized by it. Tantalized by the idea, we're coming up with different names for all these things. Remember before when there were things without names? Now we have names. Now you're starting to detail behavior that might not be bad, but downright might be good. I submit for your edification, zombieing. So here's Elite Daily begins their article thusly. LOL! I literally cannot keep up with these dating terms at this point. First, there was ghosting. You know, that thing where a guy you really like disappears from your life without warning. Then there was breadcrumbing, where a person you're interested in leads you on by giving little crumbs of attention with no intention of committing to you at all. And now there's a very fun thing called zombieing. What is zombieing, you ask? Well, it's kind of like ghosting, but it involves one extra step. The guy who dissed you tries to come back from the grave. I would like to be zombieing in that I would like a frightened young single mother to shoot me in the head so I don't have to read the rest of this article. But for you, I sally forth. If you are confused by these terms in your dating life in general, let me break it down a little further. Basically, if you were zombified by someone, it means that this person disappeared from your life from out of nowhere, and then pop back up in your life without a text or a like on social media. Essentially coming back from the dead, according to Sophia Kircher of Prime Mind. Hands up if you're currently being zombied right now. Every single person reading this article has their hand raised. Wow, what a surprise. When you go on a few dates with somebody and then suddenly go MIA, but then they watch an Instagram story or a Facebook status, you're definitely being zombied. What the fuck? All right. So let me break this down. All right. Let me break this down. If you talk to somebody, it's not going well. You know that there's just not a future here. What is the proper etiquette? Right? Let me ask you. I mean, do you have to submit a formal request in triplicate? Go ahead on down to the notary public, get it stamped out one time before you can stop talking to somebody for whom you know that a romantic relationship is just not in the cards? Or maybe you just want to go ahead and take the fast lane and say, you want to know what? You can go ahead and chalk it up to the game. I'm a bit of a dick, but I'm just going to go ahead and stop talking to you. Okay, well, that's ghosting, right? So you can't do that. You're an asshole if you ghost somebody. You just stop talking to them. But then let's say, God forbid, that you do ghost somebody. Let's say that you're, all right, you want to know what? Okay, so full disclosure, my name is Greg. I was talking to a girl named Emily. I couldn't really see it going in just the right way, so I just stopped talking to her. But you want to know what? We remained friends on social media, and I saw that she was doing something that, we had in common. So now, how do we figure this out? How do we understand what is good for Greg to do and what is bad for Greg to do? Should he never talk to her again? At what point do we pass the line of no return? If he doesn't talk to her for a week, can he talk to her never? Forever? What about a month? What about 6 months? What if he was kidnapped? What if he was in a gender role reversal of Taken? And instead of the lady from Lost being sold off to some weird sheik in a sex auction, it was Greg. And now Greg comes back, and because he is ashamed about the adventure that he had to go on where his father, Liam Neeson, came in and saved him, he decides to ease in a little bit more by just liking a social fucking media post. We go back to the article. Did you just got a text from a guy who stopped talking to you several months ago and it just says, "Hey stranger, how are you?" Well, now you know what's happening. I recently had an ex from 3 years ago whom I had not spoken to since we broke up Venmo me $1 out of nowhere. Holy shit, I didn't read this whole article before we started. That's the funniest shit I've ever heard in my life. Oh. All right. I'm going to get real with you guys. I need for somebody in this audience to Venmo their ex $1. I need somebody in this audience to Venmo an ex that they have not talked to $1. You don't have to talk to them again, right? I just need you. Yes, it's going to be called Robocopping because you'd buy that for $1. I would love to do this, but unfortunately, I'm too fucking old and nobody that I've been out the game for so goddamn long that I don't know these people with Venmo. None of my exes have Venmo. All right, look, I'm not saying that this is going to be easy. I'm not saying that it's going to be fun. I'm saying if you do it, you are my favorite person ever, and I'm going to dedicate half the show. We want to get Robocopping on PayPal's fine. Venmo or PayPal. Someone who's listening to this show has to have an ex that's on PayPal or Venmo. I need this to happen. I need to find out what the reaction is to somebody randomly giving your ex $1. Oh, we got to figure out. I got to give you I got to give you. All right, so if they send you back, like, what the fuck? Like, what's that about? Just say sorry, wrong account. Just hit him with, oh, I'm sorry, wrong account. Was that you? Ah, shit. My bad. Wrong account. Leave them asking questions. Oh, man. All right. Anybody who does this is my new hero. You are going to be zombieing. You're zombieing until your heart's content, but you've also Venmo'd your ex $1. We're starting a new trend. We're Robocopping. Amish Overlord says, what about sending them a fake coin? We can't get too... I mean, if you know that your ex also has a cryptocurrency wallet... I know that we got an older audience, right? I don't know if there a lot of people are like me. You know, they're probably, you know, they ain't date nobody with Venmo, but there's got to be somebody. Got to be somebody out there. If you're there right now, you're looking at your phone, you're looking at your Venmo account, and you're like, oh shit, do I have Becky's information in here? All right, speaking of the mishaps of dating. We bring you a tale of horror and heartbreak. This is from, I believe, the great state of Missouri. Yo, Bex, here's a buck. All right, how about this headline? After Tinder mistake, freshman emails every Claudia on campus. When a Missouri State University freshman accidentally swiped left while scrolling Tinder, he decided to email every Claudia on campus to find the one that got away. Here's the story by Harrison Keegan of the Springfield News Leader. He swiped left when he meant to swipe right. A Missouri State University freshman says he recently made the clumsy mistake while scrolling through his Tinder dating app. The smartphone app allows users to connect with potential romantic suitors in their area. If both users swipe right upon seeing the person's photo, they can chat. But if a person swipes left, it's game over. The freshman said his heart sank when he accidentally rejected a co-ed named Claudia. All the student identified KTVI TV in St. Louis and other media outlets as Hayden Mall could learn from Tinder's the 18-year-old brunette's first name in her school, Missouri State. Rather than sit back and wonder what might have been, the freshman decided to make a bold gesture. He searched the name Claudia on Missouri State's website, and on Saturday, emailed everybody at the university with that name in search of the one that got away. The man asked the Claudia to email him back with a simple answer, left or right. If the answer was right, then the man offered to take Claudia out for donuts. Oh, this son of a bitch. The freshman shotgun approach worked in getting the message to his crush. Holy shit, it fucking worked. Claudia Alley, a Missouri State freshman from Jefferson City, received the email. Alley knew the email was about her because it referenced a joke she made in her bio. With some coaxing from her roommate, Alley decided to post the email along with a picture of her Tinder profile to Twitter, saying, "This guy literally emailed every Claudia at Missouri State to find me on Tinder." Tell you what, man, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, huh? Holy shit. As of this Monday afternoon, the tweet had been retweeted more than 24,000 times and liked more than 148,000 times, making Alley a celebrity on Missouri State's campus. I walked into class this morning and people just stared. Alley said she wasn't planning on telling her mom what happened, but she didn't have to. Her mom heard about it on the radio in Jefferson City, which is 113 miles north of the campus in Springfield. Let's go ahead and read this email that this thirsty motherfucker sent all these Claudias. Here we go. And also, this dumb piece of shit didn't even blind CC all these women. This motherfucker deserves he deserves nothing. Nothing. You lose. Good day, sir. If it were me, if Claudia were my daughter, I would say, I swear to God, if you fucking email this mook back, I will disown you for this one simple fact. BCC's your friend, dog. You don't need to be posting out this onto all the different Claudias. You can say, "Hi, I know this is awkward, but I'm emailing a few people that I think might be somebody I found on Tinder." Here's how this motherfucker fucking wrote it. Hello, all Claudias of Missouri State. I think I might have missed some, and if so, help me out. Oh, this dumb pile of garbage. This sweet summer child. Oh, jeez. Hayden. He should have Venmo'd them all $1. I would love if the phrase like, "Oh, I'll bet you could be my next ex-wife," like, could be replaced by, "I can't wait to Venmo you $1." First off, my name is Hayden, and I made a rookie mistake on Tinder. I accidentally swiped left on Claudia's profile. Left is bad, and I really wanted to swipe right. If Tinder provided last names, this would be much easier, but it doesn't, so I have to describe the profile to you. I swiped left on a girl with the name Claudia. The age next to her name was 20, but in her bio it says she was 18 and didn't know how to change it. The picture she provided had with some of her friends and her mom in them. In her bio, she said some of her friends were single, but if anyone liked them better, that's fine, but they couldn't have her mom. Had me dead, by the way. And then 2 crying emojis. So like I said, I meant to swipe right, but that didn't happen. My Instagram is Hayden Mall if you want to look me up. I'm just asking. And this is your profile, and I described, please message me back with left or right, just so I know if you're interested or not. If you choose right, we could totally get some donuts or something. If you choose left, that's cool too. No worries. If none of you Claudias, and I think he's using the wrong fucking apostrophe on Claudias, but I mean, I'm not going to break your nuts here, Clayton. And you know even more Claudias, spread the word, please. It would be much appreciated. Everyone enjoy your day. Claudia. Or Hayden. Sorry. That'd be fucked up if he was Claudia, too. It's kind of sweet, right? Kind of sweet. And here's Claudia's profile. Let's go take a look. Claudia, 20, Missouri State. Actually 18, but I didn't know how to change it. 3 of the 5 friends pictured are single. If you'd rather have one of them, my mom not included. She's a cute girl. I don't blame you, Hayden. I mean, I don't know if I would be such a goddamn thirst monster about it, but like, yeah, you want to know what? Cheers to you. I say cheers to you. Kings to you, sir. You definitely got it going on. You and Claudia really deserve. I hope we all find out whether or not he took that donut. That took her out to donuts. You know, modern romance after all. You know, just how did you meet Grandma? Well, I didn't know how to use apostrophes, but I was jerking off a lot. So next thing you know, I'm emailing all the Claudias at Missouri State. And I'll tell you what, I came pretty close to Venmoing her $1 if you catch my drift. Wink. Grandma slaps him in the head. Oh, you. All right, let's go ahead and get to your emails. JustinRobertYoung@gmail.com. Again, JustinRobertYoung@gmail.com. That is where you can send in your emails. We talked a lot about a lot of stuff. We're talking a lot about relationship stuff lately, so keep those coming. I always like doing relationship stuff. I like offering whatever old wisdom the Jerbs has. But we talked about open relationships, and we got this great email from the audience. The audience writes, and by the way, let me just say this. Now that I don't enjoy reading long emails from people, okay? I enjoy reading about your lives. However, just do me a favor. Do me a favor, and let's keep it to a fraction of a novella and not the beginning of Encyclopedia Britannica. If you can just do me a favor, send me multiple emails. I'll read multiple emails on the show if you send me short multiple emails. The audience writes, my wife and I have perhaps the best reason I can think of for an open relationship. So I think I made an offhanded comment last week where I said that there's a lot of people out here in open relationships that are doing real damage. This is not to criticize the entirety of the polyamory community. I'm just saying, and this is from people that I'm acquainted with in open relationships. There's a lot of people out here that are lying. Lying. Like by Melanie Griffith's pool. Like just out and out fibbing about what they're doing. They're doing a lot of damage, or they don't quite know what the fuck they're doing. They're not taking it really seriously. And next thing you know, you and your 4 partners are pissed off at each other, Venmoing each other $1. All right? So the audience writes, my wife and I have perhaps the best reason I can think of for an open relationship. She's a lesbian. That's right. Not bisexual, but a lesbian. For various reasons, we both came to the conclusion to not divorce, but to declare our relationship open. A few relevant details for the question I want to ask. We still have sex, but haven't had any vanilla penetrative sex in the last year. Before that, I can practically count on my fingers alone the number of times we've tried D&P sex, and we've been married for 6 years. That said, I consider our relationship to be amazing, and I'm happy that I don't share the complaints about spouses that many of my peers often voice. No nagging, stays in budget, no substance abuse. My question for you and the other JuRY listeners is, if you were in this situation, would you, A, be happy with your situation and be content with the knowledge that you have a great marriage, with the caveat that the most you will get in bed is a fleshlight hand job whenever you need, which you have to admit is more than some unfortunate individuals end up with, and or B, you would spend what limited time and energy you have in life pursuing additional friends with benefits in hopes that one day you will have the experience of consensual, enthusiastic intercourse. But know that if you choose this course, you also have to deal with the current climate of Me Too, which any misstep could ruin your career. As a bonus danger, you also carry the stigma of an open relationship, which in the court of public opinion is more indefensible by the day because of the assets who use the concept of open relationships to simply cheat on your significant other. All right, and I'm not here to fucking parse the differences between polyamory and open relationship. Look them up if you want the differences. I'm driving in the same general direction. So I guess he's putting this up for a plebiscite, and he might be asking for himself. So right now he is in a very happy relationship. He is married to a lesbian who is happy to jay him off, give an old HJ with a fleshlight whenever he wants. Or should he go out there looking for some P&V? It's well in the realms of his relationship. His spouse would not have a problem with it, but it would be effort. I mean, here's my thought. The first part of this email made me feel like you're really cool with this one thing. But then bringing up the other part made me think that maybe maybe somewhere late at night you can hear a muted sound. Yeah, you can hear something that's like maybe a falsetto. But it's kind of like muffled by your shorts, right? Then you realize that it's your dick singing. You're like, what? I didn't know that my dick could sing. Because somewhere deep inside, by your balls, when you listen real close,
somewhere out there beneath the pale moonlight,
that's your dick, son. Maybe he wants to go make a friend. It's just fading back and forth between a lonely vagina. All right, that puts a real uncomfortable fucking story about that otherwise beautiful movie. All right, we also talked about microaggressions. Microaggressions are when, or micro cheating rather. Micro cheating is when you are hiding a platonic relationship with a woman from your partner. I came very hard down on the side that if you are a partner, male or female, who is preventing your significant other from having platonic relationships with other people of the opposite sex, then you're over the line. We got a couple on these. Joe writes, I was in a close, years-long platonic relationship with a woman named Jen when I was single and in my late 20s. We'd met at work, had intersecting social circles, and were essentially neighbors when we'd met. Early circumstances in our relationship set us a course to become more like family than ever, to be together. So we drank together, worked out, even considered it normal to introduce one another to people we dated. Well, introduce Amy to the situation. Jen would sometimes play my wingman. Amy was a girl from a party who Jen helped me connect with. Amy worked with Jen's then boyfriend who was hosting the party. Mistakenly, I assumed that Amy was clear about the closeness of the relationship I had with Jen. Also, that there was a clear boundary in Jen's boyfriend that I wouldn't cross. But Amy never liked that I had female friends. In fact, after promotion at work, which gave me a project intern, she insisted that it be a guy if I could control the matter. I assume this kind of jealousy was par for females because that's how they were often represented in TV and movies. But here's what I learned, the greatest lesson about the damage these actions can bring. Jen found out I was not being truthful to Amy about when we went out together, and I asked her not to post to MySpace about us being at an event together. That made Jen feel dirty, like she was party to something underhanded. I'd forced that scenario by not confronting Amy and saying that our relationship needed to be one of openness and trust. I lost Jen for a while as she did not want to be party to deception. I eventually confronted Amy about her jealousy and tried to reason with her. Her position was that your boyfriend or girlfriend needs to be the closest person in your life and that sometimes you need to sacrifice other relationships to maintain the pairing. It broke the relationship and a few blood vessels in my face after the slap when I told her that she wasn't my best friend and that I didn't think she ever would be. I'd like to say that there was a double standard, that Amy went off and got with some guy that she'd been friends with while we were together, but I really think she meant what she said. I don't think she had any close relationships other than me while we were together, which is sad, really. It took me a few months, but I patched things up with Jen, and we've remained close friends. I'm married now, and when I realized that my wife was becoming jealous of the past relationship, I was open with Jen and my wife. Jen and I have since modified our relationship. We follow each other's escapades on social media, but rarely comment. Occasionally, we text congratulations one another on birthdays and other milestone events, or to chat about professional matters. But I always tell my wife that Jen's texted and what she says. I wish I'd known that this is how this is supposed to work. All right. Yeah, just be honest. If you can't be honest and you're trying to be honest and the other person is getting really angry with you, then you have some issues that you have to deal with in your relationship. Like, that's just the name of the game. And so if somebody says, this is what always kills me. Whenever somebody says, oh, well, our relationship needs to be the strongest thing in your life. Like, and that means killing other relationships. It's like, I need to be the tallest midget. Sure, that's not the appropriate nomenclature. But you know what I'm saying. Like, okay, sure, I agree. I'm actually on that side. I think your relationship should be the strongest relationship you have in your life, specifically if you want to take it to the next level. But that should be a challenge, not an edict, okay? That should be a challenge to you and your partner to say, okay, well, are we not as close as we could be? What can we do? Is there a trust problem? Should we talk about some things? Should we clear some dead wood? I think that's the path you should go. Instead of having one of you say to the other one, execute order number 66, as you murder the rest of your friendships. Now, Battlehog is saying you shouldn't have to share every text with your significant other. And I agree with that. But in general, I think that you should probably go out of your way to show that you're not hiding something, just for clarity's sake. What I've always done with that is I just rope them into the conversation. I say, oh my God, this funny thing happened to somebody. And I tell them about it. You know, volunteer that information. Shu Leung says, wait, is that why I never see my married friends anymore? Quite possibly. All right, we got another email. Now, normally, whenever anybody sends me an email that they want to be anonymous, I just give them the moniker Anonymous Diamond. And I have found out from many of you that most of you, or some of you rather, believe or think that there is only one Anonymous Diamond, and they live a fantastic life of debauchery and shame. But no, Anonymous Diamond is anybody who emails in and wants to be anonymous. I just call them Anonymous Diamond. From the Diamond Club symbol, for those of you who are unaware. But this Anonymous Diamond wanted me to let you guys know that it's the same Anonymous Diamond that we absolved of his sins. Remember the one that got caught up in the drunken orgy and wound up sucking on somebody's titty, and then they politely explained to him that he was not welcome at the orgy, and he felt really bad about it because he thought he had crossed a sexual line, and he asked us whether or not we were absolving him of his sins, and we told him that we had. That dude, he's emailing back. He writes, I've been involved in 2 serious relationships so far. My friendships to my ex-roommate predates both those relationships. And let me tell you, it's a godsend to have a platonic friendship with a member of the opposite sex when you are involved in an overbearing relationship. She was the first person to pull me aside and tell me my partners were overbearing when I couldn't see it for myself. She has been there for me, sometimes in secret, through the roughest parts of a relationship, and she coached me through those breakups. She has always had my back. I will say this once and I will say it a million times. For all the folks that are listening to me that are single, the best thing that you can do is to have platonic female friends. International credit card. Invaluable font of knowledge. A Sherpa to the harshest climates in all of your possible sexual conquests. Platonic female friends. Can't say it enough. The benefits for which are innumerable. Not the least of which is specifically in this climate. And by the way, for the dude before, it's like, oh, we live in a Me Too world. Same fucking rules apply, all right? But you're going to help yourself not make a dumb mistake the more women friends you have and the more you talk to them. Larry writes, well, I didn't think I was hiding one from a friend named Chris from my ex-wife. Apparently Chris, short for Christina, being a girl. Yeah, hold on. So I guess this guy, Larry, had in his phone Chris, but that was short for Christina. And the ex-wife, as soon as she found out that Chris was really Christina, was not pleased. Though I'm fairly sure I had brought her gender up a few times, I had not mentioned Chris in a long while. And when I traveled back from Virginia to California via a flight with a stopover in North Carolina. While at the stopover, I received a call from my wife saying she just looked up Chris on Facebook while I was flying. And as Chris was a girl, and I hid this, I was forbidden from seeing her. Much more drama during this call while I'm hanging at the North Carolina airport, thankfully for airport bars. Yep, she's my ex now. Not sure how much of this was part of it, but she was, very insecure as I traveled for work. Funny how her girlfriend exasperated this with her sad stories. Anyway, not quite what you asked, but hand grenades judgment close enough. Indeed. And you can go ahead and email me, justinrobertyoung@gmail.com. If you want to get your email in here, just go ahead and type JuRY in the subject line. Love yo emails. Keep them coming, baby. Type them up and then hit send, and I'll read them right here. Ba-da-ba-da. All right, folks. That about wraps it up for this show. Again, if you want to support this show, here are the best ways to do it. Number one, go buy stickers from stickersordIAF.com. And if you don't like stickers, guess what? We got enamel pins, we got patches, and we got much, much more to come, including new stickers, new pins in the next few months. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Justin R. Young. And, of course, you can join the conversation at diamondclub.reddit.com. And let's not forget Patreon. Patreon.com/JURY. One more time for everybody in the... Well, not one more time. We're going to talk about this a lot. Bay Area. I got a live show coming up. The Politics live show. It is awesome. I mean, I'm not just tooting my own horn here. We are doing the 2018 Sex Scandals bracket, meaning the best 16 sex scandals in American federal history. And some of these stretch the fuck back. Secret relationships, love children. Man, the list goes on and on. We're going to do a live show where we will vote through all of them. We're going to do a description. We're going to take a vote with the audience. And then by the end of it, we will have the best sex scandal in American history. Do me a favor. Head on over to Piano Fight SF. Just go ahead and Google Piano Fight. It's on March 1st at 7 o'clock. You have plenty of time to get out from work. If you're coming from somewhere else in the Bay Area, you're going to have enough time to get here for the show. I'm super, super, super pumped, man, for everybody to see this. I've been working really hard on it. Big shout out to my senior advisor, Tamar, our chief strategist, Tamar. She is really the engine behind this, and I am so pumped to see everybody in the Bay Area. Not a gigantic theater, but we definitely got tickets available. They're super cheap, $18. So go ahead on over there. There'll be exclusive merch and hopefully some freebies as well. Piano Fight is where it's going to be. March 1st. First day in March. Come on out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that about wraps it up for this edition of the show. Thank you for dealing with my sniffling. Hopefully I'll be better by next week. But until next time, this is your old pal, Justin Robert Young, asking you to please don't.
Am I that difficult to read? I'll let myself out and see you turn around just in time to shout back at me.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.